I once gave a speech in perfect Javanese, without knowing a single word of the language. They applauded, they celebrated me. They even gave me a government position. But here's the thing, it was all a lie. My name is Castelo. I am, perhaps, the greatest imposter you've never heard of. And this is the story of how one clever bluff changed my life and nearly ruined it. So sit back and listen, because sometimes the biggest frauds are the ones who wear the nicest suits. It was during one of my lowest moments in Rio de Janeiro. I had no job, no money, and no prospects. I survived by my wits, charm, and occasional scams. Then one evening, I overheard two aristocrats discussing the Minister of War, who was obsessed with Eastern languages, particularly Javanese. He'd, hire anyone fluent in it, one said. A true connoisseur of the Orient. A ridiculous idea took root in my mind. What if I pretended to know Javanese? I practiced nonsense syllables in front of a mirror. Chara Bora Kam Tulu! It sounded exotic enough. I rehearsed gestures, invented grammar rules, and created a fake reference letter from a dead Dutch professor. Then I presented myself at the ministry. My performance? Flawless. I bowed. I spoke. I even claimed to be translating ancient Javanese manuscripts. The minister was thrilled. He asked for a public lecture. I gave him one. The room was filled with scholars, officers, and curious elites. I made it all up. The crowd was in awe. They offered me a position, respect, a salary. I moved into finer clothes, better lodgings, and circles of power. But living the lie became exhausting. Every question about syntax, every request for translation was a trap. I dodged, deflected, and dazzled with jargon. Then came the most dangerous moment. A real Javanese prince, traveling through Brazil, wanted to meet me. I panicked. I tried to fake illness, but they insisted. The meeting was arranged. When the day A arrived, I bowed deeply, muttered some gibberish, and waited for disaster. The prince smiled and replied in perfect French. He had never learned Javanese. I nearly fainted. He called me a man of culture, thanked me for preserving his heritage, and left. Everyone applauded again. It was then I realized I wasn't the only fraud. They all were, pretending to understand things they didn't, applauding what they didn't hear. In a world of masks, the best liar wins. I eventually left the ministry and told my story to an old friend over coffee. He laughed and said, "You should write a book." Maybe I will. What do you think? Was I a villain or just smart enough to survive a world built on appearances? Leave your thoughts below and tell us if you've ever met someone who pretended a little too well. And remember, we share these timeless Brazilian stories not just to entertain, but to reflect and to support the voiceless. Our channel proudly advocates for dogs and cats, promoting love, care, and responsible guardianship. Support literature. Support compassion. Support truth, even if it's wrapped in fiction.